Hello, my name is Tom Pagacz, and in this video I will show you how to handle limitations for O365 Groups connector. So let's start with the invitation to my YouTube channel, to my GitHub repos, and of course to the creator kit. So we will start from the documentation to the connector itself. The limitation we will be talking today, it's related to pagination because it is natively supported for the Power Automate and Logic apps, but unfortunately Canvas app gallery control does not support this. So this applies also to custom pages. It needs to be implemented manually and cached in a collection. So if you go to the service limitation for the groups in Azure, you will see that it is possible for non-admin user to create 250 groups. So in a tenant with 10,000 users, you can imagine how many groups it can be. And admin have unlimited possibility to create groups within, of course, object limit for Azure AD. So there is a few more limitations for the group, but it's virtually limitless number of groups. So in terms of handle this inside Canvas and custom page application in Power Apps, we can apply the simple workaround. We will be using for this particular case search box control from creator kit reference app. So let's go straight to the application itself. Of course, this one is a service desk, so solution package it's in my GitHub repo, so you can download it and import to your environment. And let's see what's in here. Basically, the main gallery is containing information about groups that are present in our tenant. So let's go to advanced mode, to items, and let's see what's here. So first we have a if switch on the variable visible people picker. So this variable, if it's true, it means that we are in the add members state of this page. So we want to add people to existing groups. In that case, we need only selected group in this gallery because rest of the gallery will be hidden. So let's see for the for the behavior of this gallery. So if this variable is true, we will be calling to the connector groups to list groups, and we will use filter in OData structure that ID will equal ID of our selected group. And we will return value. It's a record, so we can display it in a row of gallery control. Then we have another condition. So If this is not true, we will go further to evaluate if 3 next Boolean value are true or false. So the checkbox precise search is select. So then variable precise search equal true. This checkbox is on the main page. So let's get back to the main page, this one. So once it's selected, it will ask to provide object ID of the group. So let's get back to the gallery items. Checkbox is explained. Is necessary to find group based on object ID if the user is not an owner or member of the particular group and organization have more than 100 groups. So let's open the Azure tenant to get group. So let's imagine that in tenant we have more than 100. So we are not able to take the ID from this box because there is a limit of 100. So let's go to the groups, and in here, let's imagine that this one is 101 group, and we will be looking for this one. And let's get back to the behavior of items. For this, parallelly to this var precise search, we need to have error handler, and we need to evaluate if search text, so our object ID in GUID format, will match with regular expression that stand for GUID. So 8 characters for 12 characters. If all of that, because we have AND formula, if all of that are true, which is currently true, let's evaluate this one. Yes, it's true. So this will call as well O365 Groups connector, list groups, but for now, filter will be the same, ID equal, but our variable will be different because now it will, previously it was variable related to selected group from the previous state of gallery, and now it is object ID taken from the search box, search text. And this return value as a record, so it is possible to apply as you saw. Okay, let's evaluate the next part of the code. So if the user do not want to turn on precise search, there are two scenarios. If there are more or equal than 100 groups in organization, user will see only groups that is either owner or member. Because if it's more than 100, what's the point in showing first 100 if you can narrow down the list of groups to show only what user is owner or member? But prior to this, we will evaluate few variables. A variable more than 100, which is on app on start state, 100. So we have a set variable how many groups which is count rows of list groups, and if this one is equal 100, variable more than 100 is set for true. Because this connector may eventually list up to 100 without pagination. So I assume that if it's 100, it may be also 101. So, or 100,000. So that's why I'm setting this variable as that. And let's get back to items. It is scenario of switching on the var more than 100. So if we already know that there is more than 100 groups in the tenant, we have the subsequent switch, which is evaluating what the user wants to do, what action will be performed. And for variable show member, this one is called from the action show members, and this screen is meant for the removing users. So you can select users and then either for all or for all remove members, or export to CSV and order to remove those users. If you want to perform this kind of operation, you also need to have a group in here selected. So for that purpose, we have this subsequent switch, and if this screen is, this part of this composition of a screen is visible, we are going to evaluate the same scenario as the first one. So we will call groups, list groups, with ID equal ID of selected group from gallery. But if it's more than 100, but we are on the view with every group possible, so let's get back to that scenario. And for now, let's assume that we don't have, we have more than 100 groups. This will be our screen for the current part of the code. So we are here on the second switch on the false on var show member, and in here we will show every list, every group owned by the user, and it will be possible to search using search box search text on those groups. But if we switch over to the following scenario, like the next scenario, that if there are less than 100 groups in organizations, and user will see they're all groups in organization. So we have the same consecutive switch on operation if we want to remove user or not. And if we want to remove users, this will basically narrow down the groups to owned groups. But if there is less than 100 groups and user do not want to perform removal action, either to search on groups from the list, it will be possible to look up on up to 100 groups and with using search box search text possibility. Okay, basically that's all, I think, for the limitations of pagination for the O365 Groups connector. So thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoy, and I wish you a great day.